Hello and welcome to another thrilling episode of Akwa Ibom Rising, where we open the doors to the dynamic landscape of Akwa Ibom State every week. And so we invite you to join us embark on this journey as we shine a spotlight on the extraordinary efforts and milestones of the Governor Umo Eno's Arise Agenda Blueprint, shaping the destiny of Akwa Ibom State. It promises to be an engaging and insightful broadcast that applauds the strides and limitless possibilities defining Akwa Ibom's evolution. The program is brought to you from the Office of the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor. I am your host, Miriam Daniels, the Air Goddess.
Akwa Ibom Rising.
Today we start the show by taking you to the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. In keeping with this pledge of accountability and transparency in governance, Governor Umo Eno has presented the 2024 budget estimates to the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly. Making the presentation during the plenary, the governor stated his resolve in implementing his Arise Agenda Blueprint, which encompasses investing massively in agriculture, rural development, infrastructural maintenance, security management, as well as education and entrepreneurial development. He also promised to complete ongoing projects while initiating new ones for the benefit of the people.
Let me at this point also thank the President and Commander-in-Chief of Nigerian Armed Forces, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for his fatherly disposition towards all. Let me at this point pay glowing tribute to a man we refer to as the father of modern Akwa Ibom, architect Obong Victor Atta, who incidentally turned 85 just a day ago. And on behalf of the government and people of Akwa Ibom State, we extend to this great icon of Akwa Ibom our warm birthday felicitations. We'd like to thank him for the role he played in the resource control, laying the foundation for what all of us now enjoy. Let me also thank at this point the Senate President, distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, who himself, a former governor, has pledged to work harmoniously with us to ensure that we extend the frontier of development and bring dividend of democracy to our people. I'd like to especially thank my political father, Mr. Udom Gabriel Emmanuel, for the work he did for Akwa Ibom and for seeing in me what others may not have seen, supporting my aspiration and candidacy and standing by me to ensure that I become the governor today. The 2024 budget, which we have christened the Arise Budget for Growth and Expansion, is predicated on the oil benchmark of 73.96 per barrel at a production rate of 1.7 million barrels per day, with an estimated exchange rate of 700 naira to a US dollar, in line with the national budget benchmark projections. National GDP has been projected at 3.76% growth rate, with the national inflation rate at 21%. The 2024 budget size. Government has proposed a total budgetary outlay of 845,622,000,000 naira for the 2024 fiscal year, as against the approved revised provision of 850 billion of 2023, representing a decrease of 0.5% from the 2023 revised budget. This is made up of recurrent expenditure of 352 billion and capital expenditure of 492 billion. We assure you of our determination to faithful implementation of this budget for the well-being of our people. As I end this address, I wish all of us good health, divine guidance, protection, joy, and happiness, and pray that it is well with Akwa Ibom State, and it is well with our sons and daughters, wherever they are, all over the globe. It is well with Nigeria, and it is well with all of us.
Governor Umo Eno of Akwa Ibom State takes center stage as he attended the Conference of Guild of Editors, a platform for professionals within the vibrant ambience of the state. The event had in attendance a cream of editors around the country, including the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Muhammad Idris Malagi, who represented President Bola Tinubu at the event. A veteran journalist and former governor of Osun State, His Excellency Olusegun Oshoba. The program also had in attendance the publisher of Vanguard newspaper, Chief Sam Anuka, award-winning journalist Mr. Ray Eku, and the president of the guild, Ezi Anaba. The governor charged the media professionals to be objective in the reportage and tell stories that unify the nation rather than divide.
For working to strengthen our institutions, for the good job you have done, sometimes at grave risk to see to the deepening of our democratic culture and traditions. I want to request and plead, therefore, that you use the media to engender a new template of reportage, one that is developmental oriented, where our leaders are called to account without being overly obtrusive. No one desires a media that acts like the cheerleaders to government. But in trying to break the news, we should be careful not to break the fabric of the society. You need the nation first in order to freely practice your profession.
It is my pleasure to inform this esteemed conference that the Ministry of Information and National Orientation is working to change the narrative in our country through the implementation of a sustained mass reorientation campaign that aims to foster unity, patriotism, and the promotion of positive cultural values amongst Nigerians.
We have a job to do, and we'll do our best to keep it up. We appreciate you, so you must appreciate yourself. Respect yourself first before you respect the other three estates that you are supposed to watch over. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to see the association growing from strength to strength every year.
The editors and the media generally have an important role to play in promoting citizens' rights to access to information, including on issues of rule of law, governance, and economic development. Indeed, an informed populace is the backbone of participatory democracy. Without access to information, this form of governance is not possible.
The Chief Press Secretary to the Akwa Ibom State Governor, Mr. Kerete Udo, led the team of editors on a comprehensive tour of the transformative projects shaping Akwa Ibom's future. From the remodeled Christ the King Primary School in Uyo to the ongoing Primary Healthcare Center in Ibesiku and the Ibom Leadership and Entrepreneurial Development Center in Uyo. The editors witnessed firsthand the governor's visionary initiatives.
His Excellency, when he did his electioneering campaigns, promised that he would do this. He will remodel schools. He has started with this, with the very conducive learning and teaching environments this school and other schools that have been earmarked for this kind of remodeling across 31 local governments will have better performances. The teachers will be more motivated, and there's retraining and retraining of teachers built into the process. So is total educational improvements and advancements in Akwa Ibom State.
everyone who comes in contact with Ibom-led lives differently. But more importantly, the person is sustained. That's our project here. And we are not here for just today. We are here to stay and make an impact. Ibom-led is for radical transformation of entrepreneurship culture in Akwa Ibom State, and we are determined to make that happen. So these people are part of the picture.
In the last 8 years of Governor Umo Eno, he focused on rehabilitation of most of the general hospitals, which fall into secondary healthcare. And then you know that Dr. Akwa had done work on the quaternary center. But basically, healthcare is structured. You have the primary, you have the secondary, and if the primary is falling apart, there's very little result you can get with tertiary and secondary care. So right from the time when His Excellency the Governor was running his campaign, he came with the vision that he was going to fix the primary healthcare sector and the tertiary care, which is the teaching hospital of the state, so that our secondary and quaternary hospital can complement those and function effectively.
The event climaxed with a gala night, where the governor hosted esteemed guests, fostering a night of celebrations and awesome memories to share after. High point of the gala night was the conferment of Award of Excellence on the governor by the Guild.
Most of you already know that Akwa Ibom State is the very best when it comes to cuisines. The very best when it comes to traditional and cultural displays. You are here to be treated all that.
They say Akwa Ibom State is a land of promise. The promise we have shown or we have seen is beyond Akwa Ibom State. It shows there's also promise in Nigeria. We like to continue to appeal that we are open, we want to work with you. Please, like the President have said, help us tell the Akwa Ibom story. A lot of times, government will do so much and is not known, and we want to collaborate with you as much as possible to be able to tell the things, the little things we do. May not be too big, but they are little things. And I know that you can help tell the story behind those little things.
I want to express a profound appreciation of your reception of the day. Let's say no more. Congratulations.
Akwa Ibom, rising.
In a remarkable testament to Governor Umo Eno's unwavering commitment to inclusive education, his vision transcends physical disabilities, embracing individuals of all backgrounds and origins. This vision was vividly demonstrated during the distribution of the 100 million naira education grants to students living with disabilities in higher institutions across the state. Regardless of their state of origin, Governor Eno's initiative ensures that every deserving student receives support for their educational journey. The event, which had the governor represented by the Commissioner for Education, Mrs. Idonsit Etiebet, exemplifies the governor's dedication to creating an educational landscape that leaves no one behind. Recall that Governor Umo Eno, on assumption of office, met with the persons living with disabilities studying in tertiary institutions across the state and promised to give them financial support for their educational pursuits. Take a look.
We have come here to celebrate you, to let you know that
The government is a caring government. We'll always include you in what we do. Again, what we want to do is to, like we did before, but this time we need to scale it up because it's going to be government. We need to set up a fund, an immediate fund that both ministries will manage. The Accountant General will look at it and the SSG will facilitate it. We'll put 100 million naira into that fund immediately to support all disabled or physically challenged students in tertiary institutions. We will pay school fees directly to the school and then give them a little allowance to keep them in school.
This is just the first phase, and we have 106 people to receive checks today. 300,000 to the postgraduates and 250 to the undergraduates. Can we hear that? An investment in education is not just for you to go to school, register, then you don't graduate, and come and make yourself useful to yourself, to your parents, and to the Akwa Ibom State society. It's only when you do that that you would have been seen to have kept your own promise, as the governor is keeping his own today. So I want to advise you as a mother, this money you're getting the checks today. It's not go and come. You get the checks today. Can we clap for the government? I'm asking you that you judiciously make use of that money. I know I can't be overflogging it if I mention again that you don't use that money for purposes. Don't use it for purposes it's not meant for.
I'm here to appreciate the Governor, His Excellency, Pastor Umo Eno, and the Commissioner of Education and other ministers and leaders in Akwa Ibom State, especially in the educational sector, for providing this timely help and support to the students with disability at this point in time.
My dream of benefiting from the government of Akwa Ibom State has come to reality. I am so grateful, and I said, long live the governor of Akwa Ibom State, and may this program continue so that people with disability will become something in this state.
He has given disability community a face in the scheme of things in Akwa Ibom. He is a father of persons with disability.
Akwa Ibom, rising.
As we continue our coverage of the key events in Akwa Ibom State, our attention still remains on Governor Umo Eno as he fulfills his promise for an inclusive governance in the Arise agenda, irrespective of political differences. Recently, apart from receiving the Ministry of State, Petroleum Resources, Mr. Ekwe, who is also a son of the soil, in a significant courtesy visit, he also attended a Thanksgiving service in honor of the minister. So join us as we bring you exclusive insights into the discussions that transpired during the courtesy visit and the assurances made towards fostering collaboration for the development of both Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria as large.
President has put a round peg in a round hole. But the minister in charge of gas, Akwa Ibom has one of the largest deposits of gas in this country. And so I believe that working with you, we're going to be able to harness all of the possibilities around our coastline. And now the world is going gaseous, like you said. There's CNG, there's all of that. And there's no way all of that will happen without Akwa Ibom. So Mr. President has, in my opinion, discovered all this and has put our own son in a position where he's in charge of gas. And so I know that working with you, charity will begin at home, even though you have Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Charity will begin at home.
Today, by the benevolence of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has chosen me, one of you, to be in his own cabinet. Of course, the highest decision-making body in the country called Nigeria. I believe the way you are working in Akwa Ibom State, you continue to collaborate with us. We are not playing politics, party politics any longer. That one has passed. Now we are running government. And when we are running government, we have to take the interests of the people as paramount. In the Federal Executive Council, our president used to tell us, spend the money, but don't spend it. We are just beginning. And I believe that the way you are doing, and in line with what your predecessors did, you will equally complete your tenure in health and in rank terms in the way it should be, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
Just the beginning of good things to happen in Akwa Ibom. And by the grace of God, we support this back home. We're here so that when those of you in Abuja do your bits in Abuja, we can do our own bits back home and deliver the dividend of democracy to all of us in Akwa Ibom State. And so we pledge to continue to work with you across party lines. That's why we've come here today with all of Akwa Ibom, all members of the ESCO, all of the PDP to support you. It's only in Akwa Ibom that you can find the APC, the PDP, sit together, dine together. Those people that are preaching division, I think they will understand that there is no division amongst us because we are together and we are one in Christ.
In a resounding call for collaboration, Governor Umo Eno has advocated for a strategic partnership between the state and the federal government to bolster power sector infrastructure and enhance electricity supply. This declaration came during a notable interaction with a delegation from the Senate Committee on Power and members of the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC. During their courtesy visit to the government house, Uyo, the governor emphasized the critical role of power in the socio-economic development of the nation and underscores the need for urgent measures to improve power supply across the country. Join us for an insightful exploration of the governor's vision for a more electrified and prosperous Akwa Ibom.
Power is something that is dear to our heart, for the heart of the country. So the work you are doing needs to be encouraged, and we thank you. Because without power, we cannot really do anything. You know, the economy cannot move forward. So there's a need that, and I'm happy to see the unity between the regulators and the House, which will always pass the bills, and we can move forward. I believe we can do better with our power system, just like you've pointed out. Some of them have to do with the federal government. Even if the federal government gives us a leeway to do it and say they will refund later, then we can begin to think of it. But we like to work together, you know. Well, we need to get that permission to be able to link these things up and to the benefit, because at the end of the day, it is to the benefit of our people here first, then Nigerians.
Every governor in Akwa Ibom that has taken over from their predecessor, no matter in what circumstance, has never thrown away the plans of the predecessor. You always continue with it, so there is continuity in this state. And I want to ask you, sir, please continue to do that, because that is the only way we can. You never came in this state and see that the governor that is there will say, no, what did my predecessor did, I hate it, I will not do it. But you always see that you continue along the same path, and as you continue adding one on top of the other, the state continues to be a beacon. Our job is to see that we make Nigeria better than it is today. And I'm sure, Your Excellency, that that is what is also in your mind. Whatever Akwa Ibom is today, you're going to take it to another level. And I wish you well, and the committee, on their behalf and on behalf of those from NEC, want to give you our warm felicitations. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Akwa Ibom Rising.
Thank you for being part of this week's edition of Akwa Ibom Rising. Until next week, keep soaring with the spirit of progress and promise. Goodbye and stay tuned for more uplifting tales from Akwa Ibom. The program was brought to you from the office of the Chief Press Secretary to the Governor. I have been your host, Miriam Daniels, the Air Goddess. See you next week.